You're right.
Julie, would you like a laser?
No, thank you.
Tracy, I'm sorry, Tracy.
They call me Julie all the time.
Julie, Tracy, Julie.
All right, so on to
Board committee reports.
none. Meeting house we already did.
Board proposal review.
Oh, we haven't had a heart attack today.
I heard a little bit about this.
At 2 o'clock, we had no proposal.
No bids.
So we reached out to King and King because they were the only ones that we had a, when we put the proposal, when we put the RFP out, we had a question time, and they were the only one, they had actually contacted us with questions, so we were anticipating, a reply from them, and when we didn't get it, we reached out to them, and we were like, oh, are you gonna send us a proposal? And they were like, oh, we put it in the mail like a week ago. Yeah, but we didn't get it, so they sent us what they put in the mail, so that's what this is. This was our only one, and it's pretty much in line with what we, it's more than what we had before, because I think we were getting a really good deal before, but it's not out of line with what we were seeing.
What was a sole proprietor before, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a firm which again, sole proprietors will probably get more responsive service. With this lists 3 or 4 people assigned to our account.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had 2 before.
So it looks fine with us, and they work with other towns our size, and it'll be good.
Do you want to reach out to them and have them come and talk to you before you find the deadline, or?
No.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't really.
Okay.
I make a motion. I make a motion that we accept King and Associates as our new auditor based on their bid proposal.
Right, so the motion's been made and second to accept King and Associates as our auditor, and there is more discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, hearing none. Yay. All right. Title 6 coordinator, I'm gonna move that to the next one because I did not have that done.
Do you need a motion to move it?
No.
Okay.
So we have the budget 22-23. Copy of it. So this budget includes without the resident trooper in it. When Julie and I were talking about it today, we were going to do one with it in it and one without it, and trying to figure out how to do that. But then we were thinking maybe an idea would be to do a referendum, because I think this will be an important decision for the residents. So our idea was to do a referendum.
Is it a referendum or is it a special town meeting?
No, to do it as a referendum so people can actually come in and vote.
Okay.
And it would be, this would be our budget. There must be changes today, but this would be the budget. It's got to be 3, that's 1, 2, 3. We have
a little bit different.
What?
0.18.
Right, because we got a couple other things out there.
Oh, so I would just copy on the other one.
I gave you the one.
I know. The one I wrote in red.
Huh?
That's
the one we did earlier, but then I got Weasel and I got a couple other people.
You have the new, not the new.
I just gave you a copy. What's that packet?
Would you like my copy?
So what we were talking about was to do a referendum specifically for the resident trooper. We have enough money.
I saw the budget as you were flipping through on the back of one of these. Is that the one?
No, that's the cool one.
Okay.
We have enough money, yeah, we have enough money in the general fund, because we collected a lot of money in taxes, and we had, revenue in the general fund, so we can.
So at the end of the year, you budget a certain amount of taxes, and if you make more in, revenue than you expected, that money goes into, the unassigned funds. If you don't spend your entire budget, which we were like 20,000, it wasn't a lot. It goes back into.
Even with the propane?
This was, say, last year.
Oh.
This was last year's budget. That money goes in the unassigned fund that you can use towards capital projects. It doesn't, it's money that people have already been taxed on. It's money you use for capital projects. That's the only way you have to go back to the town to approve the money, but that's for the money.
And we have a policy that we want to keep that, so we're not,
Not building up a huge
yeah, so we're
fund.
not, like, I don't want to say dashing taxpayer money, but so we're not like holding the money there. We have a policy to keep it at 10%. So when we have the capital project plan that we'll go over after this, that shows where we're putting some of that money towards projects, but we also have enough in there to cover the first year of the resident trooper, with the understanding that, so the first year, it wouldn't affect anything, we have the money already. The second year would be in the budget. So, the referendum would be somehow worded to do that. I have to talk to you.
So there's a legitimate use of the money that is usually capital expenditures and not even lasts for 5 to 7 years. And spending money on
So there's
is not
there's a capital projects plan, and there's also something that's an additional appropriation that you can do.
So that's how.
So you have to go to referendum, and you have to ask the town's permission, and you have to vote yes for it. So this would be an additional appropriation to what?
So it wouldn't be like a capital project.
And hopefully the state troopers are durable enough to last at least 5 to 7 years if we get it.
You never know.
So that would be for the residents to vote on whether or not they want it. So that way,
So that way we get the budget approved, free and clean, and then we have a referendum to use money from the unallocated, unassigned fund.
as an appropriation for
Right.
the first year, and the second year would be in the next year. So, depending that there's a way to word that. I'll find out maybe tomorrow about that. So that was that. Not like that. But,
Yeah, I can see.
all right, so what we have on here, that's the revenue. The increases, the selectman's salary is up to a full-time position. That's an increase. The auditor's cost is more.
Yep.
Their salary increases. IT. Anyone sees anything that they have questions about?
So one thing too, we got a quote today for the diesel fuel for 20,000 gallons at $3.47 a gallon.
Wow,
So
Pretty good.
that's not bad, yeah.
Yeah, that's what
you guys have to vote on that. If we lock it in now, we can lock it in now. There's a chance that the price will go up, the price could go down.
I don't think there's much chance of the price going down anytime soon.
So if you agree to that, I can send
Ethanol
it.
proposal, the ethanol 15 proposal from today. So,
I'll have to send them today. Yes, we're gonna accept it.
So do we want to vote on looking into it?
Yep.
Okay.
Seconded.
All right, so the motion is made and seconded for next year's budgeting, to lock into the diesel price of, what did you say, $3.40?
$3.47.
$3.47.
He did say there's a chance it goes up tomorrow, so I'll send the email now.
Okay.
Yep.
Just out of curiosity, I understand the lock-in process, that's it, wasn't it? I'm just wondering, my heating well, when Collins offers a cap option, where uncapped at a maximum dollar figure per gallon. But if the price should prove to be lower as the market changes, you know.
No, they've never offered that.
If you ask them if that's in the option, just for the future, I mean, now we have to move on.
I have no question.
Alright, so all in favor, did we vote or?
No, we haven't voted on that.
All in favor?
Of the diesel fuel, aye.
Yes, aye. Opposed, carrying none, we'll watch into that.
347.
Does, this vendor also provide the heating oil for the school as well too? I'm just worried if there's any.
I don't
So the heating oil, the school, has, they've chosen to go out on their own, with heating fuel, so they don't go out with us. They take care of that on their own on the Board of Ed. We don't have any heating oil, so it's just the school does, so I've asked them before if they wanted to do the bid combined, and they said no.
Yeah, ours is just for the, gas for the vehicle.
That was 20,000 gallons. What does the school use? Is that just something that would be an administrative burden for the school?
No, they use our gas, they use the gas tank.
They use the gas, they use the diesel, we share the diesel.
They do use the gas, so they do get some money for that. And the fire department, they use the gas tank.
And when we buy the gas for the fuel, we don't pay fuel taxes.
No, no taxes.
Does anyone have any questions on here about anything? Or anything you want to take out or add or?
No, just one problem with it says here, and it's supposed to be there are going to be people like, especially part-time jobs, full-time.
Yeah.
You might still want to structure it and straight salary, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
You're putting the hours in,
Yeah.
figure out what the hours are.
Yeah.
So that people aren't saying you're locking everybody out of town government because someone else works as a part-time person. What?
Right.
You know, should be paid for the time to serve.
Right.
You do an excellent job and you should be working for us and won't agree.
Yeah.
But just be aware that's the criticism.
Yeah.
Maybe you know,
Right.
Yep, and seconding that, a couple of slides, 2 slides on that as, not necessarily presentation, but as response when those issues come up. So you've got your data points ready.
You know, but it's like in the area, it's 9,000, I guess, it's no stone.
Oh, yeah, no, I think it's more than that.
Yeah, it's like 109,000.
Jesus, no.
Yeah. I should do it.
Running the wrong town.
And there was something about doing hourly rates too, which I would suggest not, because then you're subject to overtime rates. If they work on anything over 8 hours is overtime, anything over 40 hours is overtime. Weekends is overtime.
So the budget, so
Holidays or Sundays
then
could
that
be,
salary could very easily spiral.
Higher.
holidays or Sundays could be double time.
All the storms that hit on
It's
weekends.
a good point. It's a good point.
Yeah.
There's the meeting, so you can explain to people that was considered as an option, and if that's the way the town wants to go, you keep the position as part of that position.
And you
Fine,
are-
but based upon the hours that you spend, every time there's a storm, the power lines come down, we have the shingles off it. I mean, you know, you're gonna be at $110,000, so.
Right, so honestly, the hourly rate would be more beneficial for the person. They probably end up making more than you budgeted for. So you have to budget for what you think.
Well, and then,
Would end
then the word budget goes right out the window. We budget for.
That's what you're budgeting for higher.
But the thing is, at the end of the day, we're an executive board, the town really requires us and all this stuff, so give me the option.
Yeah.
This is what you want, fine. Because then we will criticize you for not having provided the information. And let them know, you know, on average, you're working 54 hours a week.
So would you like a motion on the budget?
Yeah, I don't think, do we have anything else we need to add to it, or?
Because this is our
Nothing I
third
need to
round
add to
on the
it.
budget.
Is there anything you want to decrease out of the budget? You have to agree to the 2.5% cost of living increase. Is that a yes? Yes. Those are the decisions you
And how long have we been frozen without a cost of living increase? For years?
We've been at 2.5% for,
We usually do it.
we actually had 1 year we didn't have
We didn't
any.
have anything with the big COVID year, I think. We didn't really.
2020 was none, last year was 2.5. The, union contract was 2.5.
I consider it more than fair.
If we approve the budget, we would approve everything in it.
Then I make a motion that we approve the budget. If there's no more discussion, I make a motion we approve the budget as discussed tonight.
Presentation to the council.
Yeah,
Presentation
so
to council.
this is brought to the public hearing and any changes
Right.
should be made there. And it can still even be made changes at the town meeting.
Yeah, they can still make changes at the time being, so it's not really. It's still moving.
Right, but this is, the Board of Selectmen is approving the budget for the
This is
town
what you
to,
approve to present.
that's my motion.
So the motion's been made and seconded to approve the, budget as presented. Any more discussion? No, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none.
And the, decrease right now is just an estimate because I don't have the exact figures from the school. It's just,
Yeah, but right now it's .18.
depends on what the school ends up finalizing. So that can change.
So I'm gonna mark that back, so I've got a current copy.
All right, so next is the capital project plan. Julie and I went through and updated it, added stuff to it. I think my order's the same as yours. You should have a packet. Your packet. A big packet.
No. Then I moved down this way.
How did nobody, I printed it out and made 3 copies for everybody. How come?
I printed it out.
I printed it out and gave everybody 3 copies. Where did it go?
You didn't hand me mine, I just took mine.
I had them on your table.
You want me to look? I brought them in here. I handed it to, it's connected. It should be with the budget.
So
No, that's,
there was one page. The one page that she had, was what we would propose to add. I wanted to go through the whole plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have the Forge Hill Bridge, Bennett Road, Bennett Circle project. This is for the drainage and the paving. We have the library roof replacement, which we should be all set with adding money to.
we were at 30K, weren't we, on
Yeah.
that already?
We have money in there already, so I think there's 48 in there right now, and we're not anticipating the cost to be more than that, so that should be fine. The town hall renovations, we still have money set aside in that, so we don't think we need to add any money to that. The Wiley School renovations, we're gonna propose $5,000 as part of our capital project for this year, so that's on our list. The supporting documents for that. The municipal building, we have $10,000 set aside for planning for that right now, so we don't need to add any more. The tree removal, we still have money in that, so we don't need to add any. The reval,
I have a question about there are a lot of trees down on the roads.
we have
15,000 in the budget.
Yep, and we have probably like 5,000 in the fund, so that's like 20,000 for trees, which is what we've been doing yearly, and it's been doing good, and it looks like there might be a grant through the state for the tree trimming too, so we can apply for that. And right now, we have Eversource doing because they're a distressed municipality, and we're a high power outage tree place. They've been working on a lot of the tree trees. They're actually out there right now doing Brown Road, Condon Road, and
Bailey Pond and Chitucket,
Yeah.
you know, the lottery every
that's where
storm.
they are right now.
So,
We have the reval, which is on our list to put 10,000 to. The meeting house, which is on here, but there's no money set aside for that. The Firehouse Improvements, which is what the fire department was requesting for flashing school signs, which will be $20,000 to install, so we have that on our capital project proposal. Computer replacements, which is $30,000, that's, in our capital project request. There's a playscape out there. Some of these are for grants and for other things too. The baseball field renovation, the restrooms, turning the garage into public restrooms and storage and office for the rec department. The village center revitalization, which was the grant we put in before, that we didn't get. The pavilion for Constitution Field, because there's some shade over there, which we had designated ARPA funds for that. The emergency communication radios, which we designated ARPA funds for. For road work, we have Tuckett Turnpike South, which we are using. It's on our repair list for next year, but we're going to be using county roads for that, so we don't have to put money aside for it. And that includes Tuckett Turnpike from about from like the Thoreau House to the intersection of Wiley School Road. Tuckett Turnpike North, which is from like Hardica's to the back there. That's for next year. That's the proposed project for not this budget year, but the following, the one we're working on, the following one. That's looking at $144,000 project just for that area. So like, that would be to. But it's like the cheapest possible way, because there's one house there and it's all state forest, and it's mostly used for state forest land. We have Wiley School Road East.
A lot of money to spend on this one house.
I know, but we're still responsible for the road, so we're trying to. I did talk to DEP about it too. If you drive down there.
Cheaper to buy his house.
I was just thinking that.
If you drive down there and it's damaging, but the roads, like, when they plow it, we're still responsible for the town road, we're still responsible for maintaining it. And the plow's just digging it up even worse. If you drive down there, I was just on it the other day and it's pretty bad.
Oh, has he been there?
So that's down, the Corcoran's is down there. Wiley School Road East, which is Tuckett Turnpike to Forge Hill. That's not in the plans for next year because we are waiting for the bridge project to be done.
It's $144,000 one house, you have 20 neighbors.
We're waiting for,
Oscar House.
we're waiting for the bridge to get done before we get to that. And then we have Wiley School Road West, which is Econ Hill to Tuckett Turnpike. There's a section, we've started this road already, but we need to finish it. And this is in the capital project for this year, $208,000. And that's to inspect and repair the drains and do a shim overlay paving, because there's a lot of drains down there that need to be repaired. So I think like 100,000 of it was for the drain repair, and the rest was about 108,000. And then we have Kinney Road, which is another road where there's hardly anyone on.
Two houses.
Yeah.
Although, isn't there a new construction going on Kinney? I accidentally went down Kinney a couple of weeks ago, and there was a lot of heavy equipment
and
activity. I don't know if it was logging or.
I think they're logging.
yeah, they're logging on that.
Logging.
Yeah, they're logging in the
State
forest.
logging.
We have Kinney Road and Hodge Pond Road, which are both, they're called like connector roads because they connect to state roads. There used to be grants, out from the state to help cover the cost of fixing those roads, which we're gonna look into because they aren't even on the plan yet. They're not even on the calendar yet to repair because they are long roads and I think the estimated cost was $100,000 for the drain work and then $178,000 for the paving. So that's for the same road, which goes into Griswold too. And if we could talk to Griswold, that's just our part of the road. But if Griswold wanted to go in, they could play the money. So I'm hoping that, I already talked to the state about seeing if they still have that connected road for it. Hodge Pond Road. There's the public works equipment, that was for the backhoe that we got last year, there's still a little bit money left in there. They were gonna use it for post cameras. The oil tank replacement has been done, but we're still waiting for the oil tank replacement at the school. The project's been done, but I kept it in the project book because we were supposed to get reimbursed from the school, from the state for it, a percent of it, and we haven't gotten it yet. So I haven't closed it out here. How much time we already did, and the public works garage has needs. When we put the garage, when we were working on building the garage, our costs came up higher than what we were anticipating, so we had to take things out of the plan to cut the costs at the time. We were working for the budget, but there's things that we cut that we still need. That's the generator, the propane tanks, stairs to the mezzanine, some workbenches and storage cabinets and stuff. So we have the immediate need is the propane tanks and the generator, which is about $70,000 for it. So that's not on here, that can be used for our applications. And that's fine. The projects that would go forward as capital improvement program plans right now would be the $20,000 for the flashing lights, the $208 to finish the Wild School paving and drains, $30,000 for the computers, $5,000 for Wild School, and $10,000 for the reval, at a total of $273,000.
That's all.
Yes.
I have no comments.
But I added, we had the new things that were added to this because the capital project plan is a plan. It's also a wish list too. When you apply for grants, they look for things to be already in your capital project plan or when you're applying for grants. So quite a few things in here are for hoping to get grants for.
With your garden?
We got it. Bring back the beer fest.
Maybe that was our problem.
Yeah.
Do we want to vote on the capital project with the amounts that I just said? Move forward for the town vote on this.
I make a motion that we approve the capital improvement plan, new budget of 278, 273. Sure.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the capital project plan to present to the town for $273,000. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, carry none. Tax refund. We have tax refunds as suggested by the tax collector, Joe Gilbert, Hill Road, $314.89. Troy Openshofsky, Bennett Circle, 6626, and James Stowe, Foster Drive, Charlestown, $229.
Make a motion, we approve the tax refunds as listed by the tax collector.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the tax refunds as requested by the tax collector. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, hearing none, they're approved. All right, we have. the
New plow
rest-
truck.
Yep. So for this, the new plow truck is leased. And it's through Daimler Chrysler, and they are requesting that we do this for people. So we just need to make a motion and second it to approve entering into a master installment purchase agreement with Daimler Chrysler Truck Financial Services USA LLC for the purpose of purchasing via a financing contract the equipment listed on the attachment, which is a plow truck will not to exceed $256,245. Fire hazard will comply with applicable property acquisition laws, public bidding requirements, and open meeting laws in connection with the master installment purchase agreement. And the transaction is completed thereby. Borrower is a political subdivision or agency of the state of Connecticut within the meaning of section 1, 3 of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 as amended, with full power and authority to enter into and perform its obligations under the contract. I have to read this whole thing.
No. That was an excellent description.
Right, so I just need a motion.
To enter into the master purchase agreement with Daimler Chrysler
Yep,
for the new plow truck?
yep.
I make that motion.
Am I filling this out or?
I can feel that, you got right down there.
Sorry, I don't have it around.
Huh?
They don't like red.
Alright, so second. Okay. So the motion's been made and seconded to enter into the Daimler Truck Financial Service contract. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, it's. And then the elderly disabled transportation grant, this is kind of the same thing. This is a grant with the DOT. The DOT does a matching grant to go towards our senior and disabled transportation. We put in the budget is $15,000 to go towards the senior transportation, built it with $15,000, and that gives us $30,000 to spend. So
Bus trips too.
no, this is to go to doctor's appointments, and this is for them to get to. We were gonna do it for doctor's appointments, shopping, and maybe to nearby senior centers.
And this is route range, but not really go on call service.
It would be an on-call. Because what happens is, we have the van we're not, I think she said we're like 2 years. We're not getting it for a while, they're all backward. So in the meantime, I need to, I've already talked to Curtin Transportation, to work on a program with us, so that they would be doing the services until we get the van. I gotta call them again and work out the details on it. But the DOT said that was totally fine, for temporary services, so we would use them, until we got the van, and then we would run our own van, people would sign up for appointments, and we would have a driver, and the driver would pick them up and take them. And the grant money would help cover all that. We can increase, by the time, when I fill out the grant, we'll have the $30,000 for 2 years, and then when we have the van, we'll need a little bit more. But, so I just need I guess just a motion to enter into the grant with the state of Connecticut for the state matching grant program for elderly and disabled individuals.
Make a motion that we enter into an agreement with the state matching grant program for the elderly disabled transportation.
So the motion's been made and seconded, to enter into, the grant, the elderly and disabled individuals demand responsive transportation grant program with the state of Connecticut. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, hearing none. Thank you.
Last but not least, driveway permit.
All right. This is a driveway permit for Glenn Jacobson, 331 Chesapeake Turnpike. We went out, the guys went out and looked at public works went out and looked at where they're putting the driveway. The only concern we had was it's a really steep area there, and we just wanted to make sure, and I put it on here, for a note to the property owner to check with an engineer about the slope, to make sure that if a vehicle's coming out, it's not gonna bottom out and scratch the road, is our concern, and damage to the road. So, I just put on here for them to have that in mind when they're constructing the driveway. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
So other than that, we just need to approve for that.
Second.
Okay, so the motion's been made and seconded to approve the permit for 331 Chesapeake Turnpike. Any discussion? All approved, there we go, right, yeah.
Yep,
All
good to go.
approved, all right.
Aye.
All right, hearing none.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Hey.